Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We need to have a look at Dogecoin. We've got a lot going on here and a lot to pay attention to in the upcoming week. There's a few things that I want to address, a few things that I want to look at, so we're going to jump straight into the video. Before we do though, I must say a few things. Number one, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. It's simply me sharing my thoughts and opinions, so do make sure to do your own research. At the same time, do remember that if you like these videos, please do let me know by sharing them, leaving a like and subscribing. The more subscribers and the more likes I get on these videos, it tells me that you guys want to see more content on Dogecoin, so I will make more. Anyway, we want to jump straight in now, and I want to focus first on an article which speaks about something rather important. Dogecoin price forecast. Dogecoin open interest nears 4 billion after Grayscale's latest ETF update. We've seen the Dogecoin price retesting 24 or 0.24 cent on Sunday, advancing 2% intraday. This is buoyed by Grayscale spot ETF filing. Now this was written today, so very new article. We can see a few keynotes here. Grayscale files S1 for spot Dogecoin ETF, expanding institutional push into meme coins. Doge open interest rises 7.3% to 3.7 billion, despite 42% of trading volume decline. The price holds near 23, range bound after testing 24 cent, resistance on Sunday. So we're going to get into that bit in a second, but first let's have a look at this, right? Dogecoin extended its recent winning streak after Sunday's update, touching 24 cent intraday and on course for its third consecutive day in profit. Dogecoin's ongoing rally has coincided with Grayscale's filing of an S1 registration with the US SEC to launch a Dogecoin spot ETF filed on the 15th of August. So something relatively new and something which could be very, very significant going forwards. Now the proposed Dogecoin ETF adds the slate of institutional filings already under the SEC's review, including applications from Bitwise, Rex, Osprey, Beyond, Doge. We are seeing the SEC reviewing multiple meme coin ETFs proposals such as Trump, Bonk, and many others which are mentioned here. The point though is that this deepens the institutional interest in the meme coin sector, which really is quite an interesting thing to see by itself. So we're seeing a lot of this, as this is, well, traditionally more of a retail dominated niche. Now notably, Grayscale arrived just a day after the SEC delayed rulings on several Solana ETF proposals from Bitwise, 21 Shares and Van Eck till October, alongside a separate Dogecoin ETF application from 21 Shares. The latest Dogecoin ETF filing suggests that 60 billion AUM asset manager remains confident of potential approval verdicts despite the SEC's delays. So we can see a lot of positivity, a lot of question marks around this. And again, a big point here is this is just yet another story where we are seeing more institutional interest in Dogecoin and again in crypto in general, especially in what you might consider to be meme coins. However, with that being said, where do we go from here? Well, it's very true that we did see this one touching 24 cent. As of right now, we are touching a very neutral day, but it is absolutely the case that we did see this one go to those highs. Now I want to zoom out to the 5-day chart to see what we are up against. Really, we're going to need to see this one break above, in my opinion, really ranges like 23. Obviously we've got 24 on the high end, but really first we need to break out of this 23 range. 23.5 is going to be a significant one. We've had a lot of difficulty getting out of this in the past. We want to see this one break out from there again. Jump onto the 1 month chart, you can see this in even more detail. You know, it goes without saying that 24 range into the next couple of days is going to be a key level to watch. Again, this spike in context, relatively small. However, we are now seeing Dogecoin really since about the early days of August moving in the correct direction, slowly moving up. However, we are going to need to see a few important levels break. 24 is going to be a straight and easy one. 25 is going to be the next level after that to the upside. Now, the interesting thing here, zoom out to the 6 months, zoom out even to the year to date. We are at a position now where Dogecoin is coming to a point of testing previous resistances. We are getting up to that range now at the 24 mark, to the 25 mark. These levels that you've seen here in the past, these levels where you've seen difficulty being at in the past, we are now touching onto those levels, which is an interesting thing. And the question is this going to bring us into our next stage of growth, or are we going to see these levels actually become a challenge. Now, we are already touching these. Again, as the article and the charts clearly do demonstrate, we did see this one hit 24. We've been up there. Now the question is, can we stay up here? Can we remain up here, right? A little bit of room to go for this to actually mean anything, but we've seen this literally just today and in the last couple of days. We've seen the price go this high. 24 and beyond, especially up to 25, is going to be a level to really watch out for in the next few days. However, especially with the growing interest from a number of different institutions, right? You've got to ask the question as well, are we going to see more exposure to Dogecoin in the mid to long term future? And that's where it really comes in here. How do you want to play this one? What specifically are you looking for here? I think, yeah, in the short term, 24, 25, key levels to watch out for. On the low end, of course, you've got levels like 19, you've got levels like 21, 22. If we can stay in that channel, that's great. However, where do we see this one going in the midterm? Do we see this whole ETF thing building even more hype going forwards? Do we see it getting to a point where we're going to see accelerated growth here? Now, do bear in mind, really in the whole of 2025, especially since March, April, unlike a lot of other cryptos, yes, we have obviously seen a relatively large rise, and of course in recent months we've seen that continue. The question is, are we going to see what we've seen in a lot of other cryptos, right? Are we going to see this trend where we get a lot more hype coming into this one as things like ETF, interest, and general interest does continue to grow? Obviously, we are up significantly. This is important to factor in. However, comparatively, both to what we've seen in the past with Dogecoin, comparatively to what you may argue the hype around this situation could potentially be going forwards, you've got to ask which side of the spectrum do you think things are going to. But into the next few days, they're the key levels that I'm looking for, right? It's really about remaining in this channel. A breakup is going to be, to be honest, what I'm looking for more. I want to see this one go to the upside more than the downside, and especially given the momentum that we've seen today on a weekend day as well, I don't think it's impossible that we would see this one potentially move in the correct direction. However, as I always say, guys, there's two things to consider. Number one, this is just my opinion. Number two, I don't necessarily want to shape you guys' mind on this topic. I'm giving you the levels that I am looking for, and again, I'm not going to tell you whether I necessarily think it's going to go 100% up or 100% down, right? These are just the key levels, and you guys can make your own minds up based on your research. But I think really, in my opinion, if there was a level that I'm looking to see this go to, it'd be up past 24, past 25. If we can do that, that's great. If not, potentially looking to come back down and retest those previous levels that we mentioned. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for in the next week. I hope you enjoyed this relatively quick video, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right, guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here, guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment, guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video.